Facebook, IG world, what's going on? I am Keesha Barnett, the host of Keesha Radio, voted female host of the year with my good friend Josh McKenzie. Yes. So tonight we want to step into the life of Josh McKenzie, step into the life CBJ, step into the life of the Amber Collection. Your hope tonight is to inspire folks that are in the industry, to help somebody along the way to take care of themselves, to be about their craft. The show is called It's All About the Craft for a reason. To be about your craft, take your life serious, and take your craft serious, right?
Most definitely.
So first of all, for those that may not know Josh, give them an intro to you.
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, born and raised. Became a professional barber about 13 years ago.
Okay.
Started cutting hair when I was about 14. It became a passion. Won multiple competitions and just did a lot in the industry that I love when it came to cutting hair. Mm-hmm. And when I actually got started, it became more of a love than I really thought before.
Yeah.
So I carried that and made that into a career, which I believe that every barber has a story behind, them becoming the barber, that they are. So, and that goes as well as a stylist too. So, a little bit about myself. I graduated from Eastern Hills High School. Didn't really have a path of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Got laid off 3 times. Never quit a job. Never been laid off a job. I've been laid off a job. Never quit a job. I always been laid off, and I just couldn't really find anything that I wanted to do until I stumbled up on barbering. So, and that's pretty much about me as far as being a barber.
Okay. If you are in the industry, especially everybody that's on Facebook, that's on IG, I would love for you to share the post now. If you know a barber, if you know a stylist, go ahead and tag them in the post right now. We definitely want to get this information out. If you're not following Josh on Instagram, tell me your Instagram. Yeah.
Instagram is CBJ Official, and Facebook is my business page is CBJ Hair Grooming.
Yes. So make sure you are sharing this information. Tell them something that they may not know about you.
I'm an artist before I became a barber. Okay. So I think that me being an artist kind of it transitioned to being, and it makes it easy for me. I'm very into the arts, different things. I'm into fashion. Some people may know I'm into fashion, but I'm into arts and fashion very, very heavy.
Yeah. So I want to say that I'm really glad that you're doing this. I was talking to someone last night, and one of the things, if you don't tell your story, right, how will it be known? Who would know it? So the part that you're talking about, the fashion piece, I didn't know that.
Right. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Some may know me from high school and out of high school from collecting Jordans. I'm a big sneakerhead too. So there's a million other sneakerheads, but as far as the core of what I do, it all goes back to art and fashion.
And so when did you decide to tie that into the barbering piece?
Well, I didn't know until I went to barber school. And so in art school, you have different teachings how to transition from dark to light. And I knew all of that. I did a lot of black and white portraits, paintings and stuff like that. But when I started cutting hair, it was you just know, from the fading techniques, you're fading from dark to light. It's the same thing. And then, when I started doing designs, all of that stuff ties back to art. And I just applied what I knew in art back into barbering.
But I know you are very serious about the business side. So when did you finally say, you know what, this is not a hustle. Right. This is not just something I'm artsy and doing for a hobby. I want to turn this into a business.
Well, I had to make a decision because my clientele grew tremendously. So I went from a traditional barbershop where I had clientele, but I had people waiting. So not only on my end, I wanted to respect other people's time. Okay. So when I moved into my own personal suite, you couldn't have a million people hanging out in the hallway. You had to structure it. So when I first got over there, I would have like 3 people in the room, 3 or 4 or 5 people waiting outside, and I couldn't do that. So, and on top of that, I wanted to build a structure so that I wouldn't be working all day and night. So I would get, like on a Saturday, I would get to the shop at like 5 in the morning and wouldn't leave until like 8. You know, so that's a lot. And then you get like 20 people in one day, and then next thing you know, you have your Wednesday, Thursday. It's slow. It may not be that. So it kind of evened out. So I ended up finding a booking system, which is called Shore. They're out of California.
Okay.
And they built my app for me. They did everything structurally for me to manage my business better, so that I can be more efficient with my business.
So, you know, but that's like the typical life of majority of barbers and stylists. Like you said, going to work, dark 30 in the morning and getting off at dark 30 at night.
Yeah.
So tell them what the benefit is of having a more structured life.
Well, like I said before, you don't have to be at the shop from the crack of dawn to
dark 30.
Dark 30. And like I said, you're respecting other people's time. So most of you barbers out there, if you're out there and you have a booking and you're telling people, hey, be here at this time, and then they get there and you got 2 or 3 other people, that's not good business.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you're respecting other people's time. People are looking at that, not only the work, but how you structure your business. And I've gotten a lot more respect just from applying that to what I do on a daily basis. And my clientele actually grew because I did that.
Okay.
And it grew because they knew that, hey, well, Josh, he's not going to do this. Well, I have to pick this day, this time. I have rules if you're late, if you miss, you know. Yeah. So I think it's an overall benefit for me. Just being a barbershop woman, and as I get older, I'm like, this works. It actually works as you get older.
Right. So, you know, I'm a firm believer in how you practice is how you're going to perform, right? Right. So do you think that a lot of barbers and stylists, they are practicing, and I mean in the school, they're not really taught good time management. A lot of times it's not a lot of time spent on the business structure. You think that has a lot to do with that mentality of working all day? Because we're taught to be worker bees.
I believe so. We were taught some of it, but I didn't learn a lot of it until after I got in from other barbers and stylists. Okay. But also just trial and error. But I think that's one of the things that needs to be pointed out in barber school or highlighted in barber school, because, you know, learning the skill is one thing, but, you know, managing your business is something that's very important that we need to know in school, coming out of school. Yeah,
and it's really a lot less stress on your mind and your body when it's more structured.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So who and what are your biggest influences?
Well, just within the industry? Within the industry. Well, when I was coming up out of barber school, I don't know if you remember G Wiz. He was a big barber, like platform artist with Wall. Okay. Just to name a few: G Wiz, Curtis Smith, Steve Harvey, Barber, James Thomas. I learned a lot from those guys. Low key, they're like some of my mentors. So those are some of the guys that I actually look up to. That when I look at my business, that's where I want, where I want to be. That's where I want to go. If not higher.
Yeah. So IG and Facebook. Okay, I see some likes, I see some hearts going up. If you guys know any of the people that he said, send us some thumbs up, some yeses in the comments. So before I jump into the CBJ, I want to know, because you're very passionate about this, even structuring your business, you had to structure it because there was some other things that were going on with you personally.
Yeah, that's one of the main things I really wanted to touch on. Okay. The most important, being an entrepreneur, a barber and an entrepreneur comes with a lot of things, and those who aren't entrepreneurs or barbers, I don't think from the outside looking in they really understand. So the past couple of years, I've dealt with like some health issues. Like first of all, and this is my first time putting this on record, through me like competing and going through hair shows. I'm a diabetic. I've been a diabetic going on 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Almost 20 years.
Okay.
So that's one factor. And about 2 years ago, I was with a good friend of mine in New York doing some promo. Stack Moses, he's a good friend of mine. He does he used to do a lot of my promo.
Okay.
And so I was trying to put my product out there. I was working, then I was going to hair shows, and I was neglecting my health. And I ended up in the hospital with this condition called rhabdomyolysis.
Wow.
And I moved, and what happened was, you know how you move and you think you got everything, and you go back and you're like, man, this is more stuff than I thought.
Okay.
So I ended up having to move a lot of stuff. It was me, my wife, her mother, and I was the only male that could lift the things that needed to be lifted. And make a long story short, I loaded the U-Haul, put it in storage, and this is in between going back and forth to work, loading the truck, you know, just doing a lot of stuff. You know, I could do it. And I ended up getting dehydrated. And it's this condition called rhabdomyolysis. So when they say when you overexert yourself and you overwork your muscles, that's what happened. So I was in the hospital. I ended up having to get like 5 IVs so that I could get hydrated again. And got out of the hospital. I was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. And anybody looking at this, it wasn't like a life or death situation. I'm just trying to enlighten people on the struggles and the things that, you know, entrepreneurs go through.
Right.
And don't neglect your health, because that's what I did.
Yeah.
Went to the hospital. I still wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So fast forward 2016, I was planning like a big Super Bowl party. I ended up in the hospital, you know, around Super Bowl. And on a Friday night, I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Head dizzy, like dizzy. If I sat on my bed, my mirror actually was like turning. And I've never experienced anything like this. Like, so I gathered myself, went to the bathroom, and I vomited like 6 times. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to work. I was like,
Clearly.
but this is the thing that I'm trying to, you know, make important to tell people not to neglect their health. I went to work anyway. I gathered myself, I went to work anyway.
Because I was getting ready to say, I don't want you to minimize, because even though it wasn't necessarily a life or death at that moment, those type of things lead to life or death situations.
Exactly.
That's the point that you're saying, that and being transparent about it, that people, you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, you do.
You got to go to the doctor. You got to stop and eat, take some lunches, you know,
most definitely.
drink some water.
But you know, at the time, I didn't know that. I didn't know how serious it was. So I went to work, and I didn't even get through like 5 or 10 of my clients.
And you say that like that's not a lot. That's a whole day, Josh.
No, I mean,
I know not really, but.
But I mean, you know what I'm used to doing. You know, that's so. The funny thing is, this was in the middle of the summer. It was like hot outside.
Yeah.
You know, and no, it was in the wintertime. No, it was summertime.
Okay.
It was the summertime. So I'm walking out like, okay, it's cold. I started like getting the shivers, like real bad. So I was like, okay, maybe I just need to rest. I just moved and all this stuff going on.
Right.
And I said, maybe I just need to get a rest, because I was working like 6, almost 7 days a week. And I'm driving down the highway going home, like I'm freezing. It's like almost 100 degrees outside. Why am I freezing?
Wow. Yeah.
You know, it's almost 100 degrees outside. I got the heat on in my truck. So I ended up having to go to the hospital and had some blood pressure issues. And then they told me I was diagnosed with vertigo.
Okay.
Never knew what vertigo was. So it's like when your equilibrium gets thrown off or you get trashed in one of them. So that's why I woke up dizzy. That's why I was feeling the way I was feeling. I ended up having vertigo. But in the process, I'm stressing, trying to figure out. I thought I was gonna die, like seriously. So I get to the hospital, my blood pressure started messing with me.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking about everything. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, trying to process all of this. And in the middle of my blood pressure, they give me the medicine, and they had to change my blood pressure because it was too strong. They changed my blood pressure like 2 or 3 times. So like all of this is going on, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to just chill out. So from then on, for the past about 2 years, I said, hey, I need to take care of myself. I haven't been to any shows. I see people like, where you been? It's because I've been trying to take care of myself. And I have a daughter, she just turned 17, so I've been spending more time with her.
Yeah. She's
about to graduate school. So I'm saying all of this to tell everybody out there, love what you do. Like, I love cutting hair. Like, if I could do this 24/7, I would. But we're not conditioned like that. We're not conditioned. And I feel that, as I get older, I have to make changes. I have to move a little bit smarter because, all I'm thinking about is, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. But now I'm like, okay, I need to get a team around me. I need to get this person to do this. I need to get this person to do that. So I just want to bring some awareness to the fact that, working for yourself and being an entrepreneur is not easy. And do not neglect your health because your health is important.
Right.
If you don't have your health, then you're not able to do the things that you need to do. And I'm still not perfect. My voice is hazy now because I got a little fluid on me, but
the fact that you're aware about it.
Right.
So what do you say because I know one of the things that you were thinking was, I gotta go to work. You don't have sick days. No. You don't have FMLA. You know what I mean? No, you don't have that. So I'm pretty sure that was like at the forefront of your brain. Like, man, if I'm in a hospital, I'm not making money. If I'm not behind the chair, and we're going to get into the product. It's a great thing that you have something that's beyond the chair. But I know that was a big worry for you.
Right.
Yeah. And so what do you tell the other barbers out there from that standpoint? Like, what should they be thinking about so that their only means is not just standing behind a chair?
Just look for different avenues. Not just cutting hair. I'm in partnership with Shore. That's another way I look. And then, look into doing, there are barbers out there that do hair shows.
Right.
Do classes, things like that. But just try to stay within your industry, but like branch out and do other things within the industry.
Right.
So that you just won't have to, rely on just cutting hair. And it's harder than what people may think.
Yeah.
But it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. You just gotta go out there and meet the right people, network, and just really get out there to try to find some other means besides cutting behind the chair.
So taking better care of your health, that means going to the doctor more often. Taking some lunch breaks.
Most definitely. I don't take lunch breaks.
Right. Drinking some water while you're in the shop.
Yeah, and just take time to just take care of yourself. That's all I can say because it's like I said, it's important.
Right.
I've been in the shop where I've gone all day without eating. I'm talking about it's been some times where I got food on my station, eating.
Just trying to get something.
Good. Yeah. But not only that, but just take time to enjoy life because you can't just work and just make a living. Just enjoy life, like travel. I was a big traveler, and I want to get back to doing that, like traveling and seeing things.
Yeah. Man, that's cool. So again, if you're just now tuning in on IG and Facebook, we would love for you to tag another stylist, another barber, because everything that Josh is saying right there, I know you can relate or know somebody that, have gone all day without eating and drinking or even going to the doctor. I asked a couple of my friends guy friends, I'm like, hey, when's the last time you been? You know, because I know a lot of men don't like to necessarily go to the doctor, but as you see, it's very, very important. And that's just for the longevity of your business, of your life.
Right.
Of your life.
And then day to day too, because like as I'm older, I feel it. Like some days I'm good, and then some days I'm not. So, I mean, y'all take care of yourself out there because it's imperative. Like you can't, and that's what I was doing. I was working. I was like, okay, I'm gonna work. Sick, I'm tired. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work, but not getting enough rest.
Right.
You know, so y'all make sure that y'all. I want to make sure that's important that y'all understand that y'all, you know, love what you do. It's okay to love what you do, but make sure that you take time to live life, rest, and just take care of yourself. Yeah. And I learned it the hard way. That's one of the reasons why I'm on here, you know, informing people, because I learned the hard way. I had to go through being in the hospital and going through certain situations. Yeah. If I could help somebody to not go through that again.
That's cool right there. Well, I appreciate you doing that. I want to say thank you for doing it on behalf of the industry. I'm going to put it out there. No, that's really cool. It really, really is. Just being transparent. We're not transparent enough, so the fact that you're doing this, I think is awesome. Right. So what has CBJ been up to the last couple of years?
Just really taking care of myself. That's really it. That's kind of what I was going to go into what we actually just finished talking about. Just trying to take care of myself. You know, just enjoying my wife and my daughter, and just really trying to get back to like good health. You know, because I think if I don't get back to that, then I can't move forward.
Right. So what do you think the state of our industry, what do you think it is now versus maybe when you first got into the industry?
I think it's great. I think it has evolved. I know when social media and everything first got started, you know, with different barbers and stylists doing this and doing that. But I think without evolution, then we can't move forward.
Right.
A lot of barbers were against a lot of things that were going on with the enhancements and the videos and things like that. But I think it's cool because before social media was like mainstream, you know, I remember doing that stuff like on MySpace. Like,
right.
You know, that was my website. So anyway, I could put my information, my work out there. So I'm not against it. I think it's cool because, man, we used to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and hit 3-4 apartment complexes with flyers, and you don't even have to do that.
No, some of the newcomers, they don't know nothing about that part.
Right.
But you know what, the cool thing about that, I think, is because you put in so much groundwork, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of client retention, and you have a lot of referral.
Right, I do, and it works. You know, and I don't exclude the groundwork. But it's so much easier now with technology, and the way that technology is going. If you're not on any of these platforms, you're behind. It's kind of like, you know, the transition from the record player to the I don't know which one came after that, the cassette, the 8-track, the cassette tape, the CD, the iPod. So anybody who said, hey man, I don't want to be on Instagram showing like that, if you're not on any of these platforms, you are behind. Like you are living in 1999. So I believe that if it's used right, it could be a tool. You know, it could be a tool. So
right.
You just gotta use it.
So let me ask you this. So do you think because a lot of people now, you know, they're on Instagram and they really don't know how to communicate necessarily. So, you know, again, with clients, you're talking about this is a personable service. Do you think it's best to merge it all together? You, like you said, you got to, I guess you answered it. You got to hit some groundwork. You got to do some Instagram. You got to do all of that.
Right. Yeah. Nowadays, you just never know who's watching. So I believe like every platform is important. Some are more important than others, but you may get some viewers from one platform that you don't get from the other platform.
Right.
So I think all of it is important.
Right. Because I was told that Facebook is your neighborhood and Instagram is the world. I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. Because you know, well, both, because you can reach out, you know,
right,
all over the place.
You can. Well,
yeah.
The funny thing about what people don't understand, and it's funny because people are like, okay, well, I have a business page, I have a business, like, but a lot of people are private. If you're running a business, why would you have your page private?
Mm-hmm.
And then two, Facebook and Instagram are linked together.
Right.
So it's like if you don't have a business page with Facebook, then you can't run it from Instagram the way you should. So,
right.
I mean, they ask for EIN numbers, and that's how serious it is. I had to put my EIN number, like all of it.
Yeah.
So I don't think people know the depth of it.
Right.
You know, until like I started doing the research, I was like, okay, this is bigger.
This in serious.
This is bigger than what I think. Because I mean, that's just the way. Everybody has a device in their hand. So, you know, you can pay to post your ads. And the way things used to be, you don't have to pay these corporations.
Right.
You know, you have access right now.
Right. So. Man, that's really cool. So, okay, let me touch on something really, really touchy. What do you think about the competitions? That's one piece of it, and I got a B to it. What do you think about, because it's been known for some unlicensed barbers. Well, can we call them barbers? Some unlicensed people have been able to be in the competition. So that's the B part of it.
Okay.
But first part is, what do you think about the competitions nowadays?
I think the competition in general is good. Mm-hmm. For one, it keeps you on your toes. And then two, I just think being around that atmosphere, you know, networking and competing, like, I think healthy competition is good. Now, where there's a problem is, this is what gets me. You have barbers or stylists out there that thinks about competing, which is not a bad thing. But after competition, what else are you going to do?
That's a good question.
So you may have a love for competing, but you can only have so many trophies. You can only have so many belts. Okay. So after that, what are you trying to build? What are you trying to do? You can't be 50 years old saying, hey man, I got robbed out of this competition. You know, you still up there competing at 45.
Right.
You know, which if that's what you do, I'm not knocking that. But
right.
The way I think, I'm like, okay, and I've been in a lot of competition. And you have to sit back and look, and things are evolving.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be in competition and do the same thing you did now versus like 10 years ago.
Right.
Because it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
You might as well put the clippers down.
I've seen some whiners that was whining. Yeah, some people that was whining in the competition.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you just been doing the same thing every competition. You're not gonna win.
People say it's rigged and
right.
But my thing is, the biggest thing in life that you can actually learn from is experience. So, I mean, just learning, you know, that's what I did. I used to get emotional, but I didn't know, cry to like judges or do anything like that. But it was like a learning tool for me. So I just went back to the drawing board. And
because it's a lot of experience on the floor.
Right.
So even just, I think sometimes just being the courage that it takes to get in a competition, because that's not the easiest thing.
Right.
You know, a lot of people watching you, somebody judging your work. So just even getting in a competition, I think is really cool. What's next?
In 2019, I wanted to focus on developing my brand.
Okay.
And taking it to a higher level. That's what's next for me, and really get back to creating. Like, I'm a creator. Like, everything that I do, I'm a creator. Like, everything that you see on this bottle, I came up with everything to design. So I want to get back to creating, like, not competition, but, you know, doing visuals and really setting the bar, especially like within my area,
right?
On how you could really take barbering to the next level and make a real good living off of it.
Yeah.
So that's what I really want to focus on: Amber collection and my own shop.
That's what I'm talking about. So it sounds like we're gonna have to have interview part 2 next fall or sometime.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. We can do that.
So listen, well, first of all, I want to say again, thank you so much for being transparent, for sharing, just insight of, what you've been going through. That's not always the easiest thing to share. So I'm glad that you opened up to tell people, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So everybody that's on here, if you could share the post, like the post again, tag a barber, tag a stylist, anybody that you know can use this information. Everybody that wants to get the Amber collection, stop using soap. We got some great shampoo, some beard oil for all the guys out there with their beards. We got some stuff for you. Again, give them your Facebook, website, all that information again.
My Facebook is CBJ Hair Grooming, and also Amber Collection. Instagram is CBJ Official Amber Collection, underscore Amber Collection. And then my personal Instagram is CBJ Official. So I thank you for really conducting this interview and for me to get my message out there, because people know me for barbering, but they don't know like the other side of, what I've been going through. And like I said, I don't want to put this out there for anybody to say, hey man, Josh been, he's sick, he's about to, but I just wanted to, put that out there so people can be aware. And shout out to Fort Worth Barber Alliance, man. They've been really doing some good things, with reading for the kids and just really out there helping others, and just trying to do some good things to give back and help other people.
Right.
And I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may put it on my Instagram or some social platform. But if you don't have any doctors or any physicians or anything that go, if anybody just like DM me or tag me or do anything to get, that information out there so people can go get checked out and go look at it so they won't neglect their health, because it's very important.
Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget to share, don't forget to like. Go follow me at Keesha Radio on Facebook and Instagram. And we'll see y'all next year when we do part 2. We out, y'all.
All right.